We're here to hear the president speak.
This is a swing state, and he has been here 3 times before. I'm going to see him. I think it'll be interesting to see what he says.
We've already voted, but we'd like to see the entire speech instead of just the little bit that you see on TV.
Not only do I support the man, but I just think that when you see a politician like the President of the United States or someone in real life, it's just an amazing sight. I saw him a month ago or so, and it's just something, you see these people on TV, you see them in pictures, and, you finally see them in person, you realize that these are real people with real ideas, with real power, and they want to hear from us, and they want to change the world.
I'm really excited about Obama coming today because I missed him when he came the first 2 times to Boulder, but also, there are some states like Florida where I think maybe going might have done a little bit more good, considering the people who are probably going to be turning out to see him today have probably already decided. And I know that Colorado's a swing state, and as of a few days ago, it was a dead heat. But I feel like Boulder isn't necessarily the place to go to change minds from conservative to liberal because it's already such a liberal area.
I'm going to be voting for President Obama because not only are his convictions and his reasons clear and concrete, but also I think his view and his positions are the strongest and the best for the United States at this time.
He has done so much for this country in terms of bringing us back out of the depths of recession. I think that what's going on now is the beginning of the beginning, and certainly not the beginning of the end.
The unconstitutionality of his presidency, I think, is appalling,
I don't think that a person can finish what he needs to do in 4 years. And I think that he is a far better candidate than Romney.
I don't think Governor Romney has a clue what's going on in this country. Everything he does is he does what he wants to do. And he has no heart, no heart.
There's no substance to anything that he says. Him wanting to create insurance vouchers for medical insurance vouchers, that's not cool either. That's going to screw so many people over.
I don't think Mitt Romney is going to do a good job. I think that he's going to focus more towards the rich. I think he's going to focus more towards the special interests. He's talking about getting rid of the Dodd-Frank Act, completely talked about getting rid of Obamacare and then flip-flopped, in the next debate, said he would keep some of it. I just think that he's, he doesn't really understand. He's a politician. He's constantly a politician. I don't think he has any ideas of his own, and I think he's going to be extremely influenced by people that we don't want to be influenced by. And he's going to focus on the very wealthy and sort of forget about, the poor and the, and minorities who really do need the help.
I think him and Obama are pretty much the same person. I don't think much will change. I mean, Obama's health care plan Mitt made first and where he was governor. And I don't know. Nothing's really going to change no matter who gets elected. The deficit will rise, the wars will continue, and the American public will still just let it all go.
Governor Romney is an interesting man and a good governor. Massachusetts has done relatively well, but as far as president, I think his views aren't strong enough, nor his convictions really concrete enough to support the presidency.
Ron Paul, because I feel like they're more moral men. Libertarians. And they follow the Constitution more, and I'm a constitutionalist. I think our media focuses on issues that seem to hide more important issues, like the mainstream media, maybe Fox, CNN, maybe they do not inform the public as much as they could.
Romney is supporting amendment defining marriage as one man and one woman, and is not explicitly supporting a civil union for LGBT or for lesbian and gay couples. Whether it's a civil union or a marriage, I think that we all deserve to have the same rights recognized by the states, whether that's visiting sick partners in the hospitals or getting the same tax cuts as a heterosexual married couple. And I really don't think it's fair to discriminate against certain groups based on who they love.
I really like that he's changing the healthcare system. Like, I can't be charged more for health insurance solely because I'm a woman. I really appreciate his protection of contraceptives and abortion rights. and just equal pay. All of the things he's doing for women seem like no-brainers, and I really appreciate it.
We think Medicare is a good idea. We're over 70, and it's perfect for us.
I think I like Obama's opinions on women's issues better.
Why is that?
I like to choose for myself, I guess.
And you feel?
I mean, it's their right. As far as women's issues, abortion, and other things, I think it's their right to choose, and the government shouldn't be able to regulate that. That's something that should be left to the students or the citizens in the states.
Healthcare and being able to have birth control that's affordable. You know, Mitt Romney to me is like putting cancer screenings at risk, like just health, like reproductive health care, sexual health care, just human things.
I'm sure he has a great plan and he thinks he's doing the right thing, but I don't think he's looking out for women at this point. Just watching him in the debates, you could really tell there were some sexist undertones in what he had to say, and I just don't think that someone who has those thoughts should be running the country, which is composed of half women.
Women's rights, LGBT rights, and immigration reform, as well as foreign policy.
I think fairness is the biggest issue. We need a government and policies that are fair to everybody, not just the top 1%.
I think the economy is the biggest one, but I also think that what Obama has done for the rest of the world and has increased the position of the U.S. in the world has been outstanding.
Wasn't it like an 8% tax cut? I didn't think it was 20%. Really? No, I don't support that. No. We can extend tax cuts for the lower class and the middle class, but I don't think we should continue to extend tax cuts for the upper class.
I think it's an interesting idea, but given that we already have one of the lowest tax rates in the world, that's not exactly a great idea to even lower it more.
The economy, I think here in Boulder has been pretty good. We haven't been hit nearly as hard as many other parts of the country. Based on all that I've read and heard, I'm convinced there's no way that he's going to pay for it the way he says he can. So therefore, the middle class will pay more.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Because obviously trickle-down economics has not worked. If you look at historically, Reagan cut taxes and tripled the debt. George W. Bush cut taxes and went into 2 wars, and we went from a $5 billion surplus, or $5 trillion surplus into now we're $10 trillion in debt. Over the course of 8 years, and somehow the Republicans still think that cutting taxes, broadening the base, and cutting loopholes that will actually hurt middle-class taxpayers is a good idea. And it's just, historically, it just hasn't worked. And I think, the insane are those who try the same thing over and over again and expect different results. If we don't have a strong economy, then we cannot have a strong foreign policy. If we don't have a strong economy, then, we health insurance, Social Security, Medicare, education, everything is defined by the strength of the economy.
I think the economy in and of itself isn't a strong enough issue to say it's important, but jobs are, because in 4 years when I graduate, it will be important to know that there are jobs ready. I expect to graduate in 2016. I'll have a degree in physics. Very honestly, with the decrease in unemployment and the increase in the job performance as well as the growth in the economy being at 1.9 in this last quarter, I think it'll look quite well in 4 years. Have student debt. We'll definitely have student debt.
Well, hopefully I can graduate with none. Working hard and making enough money, because I took out some last year, and with grants and scholarships.
So do you have any student loan debt as of now?
Yes, I do.
Roughly how much?
That's between me and the bank. I'm majoring in biochemistry with a minor in religious studies. 2015.
Obama's ideas to help grants, especially, is a great idea, I think. And I think that we need to be able to make education affordable for all people and for all children wishing to go to school, because education is a fundamental part of the society.
I'm a women's studies and political science major. I work as a legal assistant when I can. I registered voters earlier, and then I volunteer.
I'm a political science major. I'm graduating in May. It's looking good. I mean, at the same time, though, I've had opportunities, given to me, by being in, in a fraternity. I was able to get an opportunity. Now I interned for a U.S. congressman during the summer, and he's helping me out get into Colorado politics and helping me find possibly a job in the state legislature. And I'm planning on, looking towards political aspirations as well.
As far as immigration reform, I think there needs to be a reform as far as a path to amnesty. I think the hardness that we've been showing lately is a little really uncontrollable given that we are a country of immigrants.
I guess I support it. I mean, the country was founded on immigration. That's how our population grew.
We need to have immigrants who have skills to come in and contribute to our economy because of the skills that they have. So we should promote that more and more.
The DREAM Act is something that I hoped would have been passed 4 years ago.
I actually support the DREAM Act. I feel that if you have been a resident of this country for a sufficient amount of time, you should be allowed to get an education as long as you have an incentive to later contribute to society. And since you're going to school in America, you'll be more likely to stay in the United States after you get a college education and contribute to society with your human capital.
The DREAM Act is a great way, a great solution of helping out those who are currently in the United States and seeking to get an education or are going to participate in the military. I think they deserve citizenship, and those who were brought here with their parents should not be punished for their actions with the parents. I still do think that we need to control the amount of, illegal immigrants that come in, because it does put a hindrance on the economy. Because as we've seen, the Hispanic population as well as illegal immigrants and just immigrants in general tend to be in the poor communities, which means that there's more welfare checks need to be sent out, and just more entitlement programs need to be expanded. And that's a hindrance on the economy. I don't think we should get rid of them, obviously, but I think that it's something that we definitely need to work at and look at in order to find a solution, so that way we don't spend more than we have.
I think Romney showed that he wasn't particularly culturally sensitive, especially towards groups in the Middle East, with which we have some pretty tenuous relationships already. Romney president would actually increase our chances dramatically of nuclear Iran or going to war with Iran, which I really don't want.
I think everybody should own a constitution and should have read it at least. You're an American, you got to know your rights.
I really think that a lot of people are kind of complacent or aren't taking the time to understand what's going on in this election and the civil rights that are at stake. And so I think it's really great that he's working so hard to get out the vote.
I just think that everyone should get out to vote. I mean, at the end of the day, it's good to vote. I hope you vote for Obama, but, we should all be a part of democracy, and we should no longer, celebrate the unengaged. We should no longer admire the apathetic, because the decisions belong to those who show up.